Big Ramy. Steve Weinberger, IFBB head judge, and in my estimation, probably the best judge on the entire circuit right now. Did Ramy look better at the Arnold versus the Olympia? Steve Weinberger felt he did not. He might have been a little harder, but he was still lacking in size in the shoulders and arms and back, which I agree with. He also felt like in Pittsburgh he didn't look that great, which he looked like he was very leg dominant. To which Dennis James answered that Ramy's been off cycle and Ramy's getting stem cells still, and he's not allowed to train his upper body. So there was a lot of excuses. But what Steve really said that I guess was a very polarizing statement was he felt that Ramy should take the whole year off. He felt that Ramy should just focus on going back to basics, building back the muscle that he lost, if possible. It seems like it is because he doesn't seem to have any injuries. And then bring a new look to the stage the following year. Because if he keeps doing what he's doing, more of the same is not going to get him a better placing. And for the very reason that Steve pointed out, that he is lacking in the shoulders and arms. His legs are too big for his upper body, and his back, he's got back issues. He's got retraction of the scapula there, or no, excuse me, he's got retraction of his lower lats. So the question is that valid advice? And I say absolutely. First of all, Steve's got one of the best eyes in bodybuilding. He's been doing this longer than anyone. He's been around for a very long time, and he's been looking at bodies for a very long time, and yet he's very keen on what people need to do and what they need to fix. And he's not afraid to tell people, which is great, because a lot of judges don't give you the real answer. They'll tell you, well, come in a little fuller. Steve's pretty straight to the point. You might not like what he has to say, but you can't deny that it's usually the truth, especially when it comes to judging. When it comes to judging, he's very honest. Steve has always been, when he judges, very, very honest in his assessment. Usually, when he's on a judging panel as the head judge, the placings are always right, okay? Can't say that for other judges, but when Steve's there, usually they get the placings right. And usually Steve has no problem coming on and explaining why he put the people to where he did, and it's usually a very valid explanation. So when he tells Ramy, essentially, by going on this podcast and talking about Ramy, hey, Ramy, go back to the drawing board, put back that muscle, and if you can't, pretty much don't come back to the stage because you're not going to do any better. They're expecting to see the old Ramy, big delts, big arms, that match those big billowy quads he's got, big full back. Can he do it? I think he can. I think he's been essentially coasting because he is the biggest guy. And I think he's got to go back to the basics. And we've talked about this with Lee Priest. I've talked about this on several TV shows now. He's got to go back to free weight movement.